Everybody, so welcome to Yeshiva Daf. We're holding in Menachos Daf Samech Aleph. We got to the Mishnah. So we're going to start from the Mishnah. Elu te'unois tenufa ve'in tunois hagosha. There are some, we're in the middle of a list. The previous Mishnah gave us a list, said there's 4 types of mincha. So now the third part of the list, the ones that require tenufa but not hagosha. Which ones are require picking up but not putting next to his back? Lug shemen shemetzayra ve'ashamoy, which is the lug of the mitzayra that he brings and his korban. Ve'abikurim, kedivrei ablos Yaakov, the holds of bikurim, you have to do a tenufa. Ve'emuri shal miyochit, the imurim, the fat of shlomim. Ve'chazav v'shek shalem, the chazav v'shek of the imurim, which is the piece that you give the kohanim. Echad anoshim ve'echad noshim, men and women that bring korbanos, you have to do tenufa. Be'yisrael v'lo b'achem, dafki yisrael and achem, we'll see in the Gemara, means the woman and the goyim cannot do the actual tenufa. Their animal that they bring requires tenufa, but they're not the ones that can do the tenufa. Shtei alechem v'shnei kivsei atzeretz, when you have the 2 breads on Shavuos, when the 2 kvasim, then they also have to do tenufa. How? Ketzad hu oiset. Noisin shtei alechem al shnei kvasim. He puts the 2 breads on top of the sheep. Umeniach shtei yadav l'mato. He puts his hands beneath it. Mo'ilichu mevi ma'alu mo'i. Mo'ilichu mevi means he pushes it to 4 sides, like we do the lulav, up and down. Shenema asher hunaf, v'asher huram. So hunaf is loshan hanafa, and arama is picking it up. Tenufa hoiso b'mizrach. Tenufa is in the east, as Rashi points out, meaning even in the east, because the east of the mizrach is further away from the door. So even though you could do it further away, kosher could do it closer. Ve'agosha b'mayr, but the agosha needs to be done closer. Tenufa's koydem is la'agosha. Always do tenufa before agosha. Minchas ha'omer, minchas kenois. Minchas ha'omer that comes from barley and comes on the second day of Pesach. Minchas kenois of a soitos comes from barley. Tunas agosha vet tenufa. You have to do both. Agosha, bring it next to him his back, and you have to do tenufa. Lechem aponim uminchas tesochim. Lechem aponim that comes on Shabbos. Uminchas tesochim that comes with the korban. And tunas la'agosha v'lo tenufa. They have nothing. No agosha, no tenufa. Shimon Omer, Gimel meaning tunim Gimel mitzvos. Shtayim mikol achas v'achas v'shlishis ein behem. There's 3 types of items. Each one of them, that they have 3 mitzvahs among them, but each one of them has only 2 out of the 3. What is it? Eilueh. Zivri shal miyochid v'zivri shal mitzibur, meaning the shlamim of an individual or of the public. So these are the 3. The shlamim of individual, shlamim of tzibur, and the osha. What is it? You do smicha, you lean on them when they're alive. You do tenufa when they're dead. After they're dead, you pick them up, you raise them up. You don't raise them when they're alive. That's the shlamim of the tzibur. That's the shlamim of the yochid. The shlamim of the tzibur, tunim, tenufa, chayim, ve'shchutim. You have to make tenufa both when they're alive and when they're dead. You raise them up when they're alive and when they're dead. But there's no leaning. And tenufa when it's alive, so you see there's 3 different items over here. Tenufa when it's alive, tenufa when it's dead, and smicha. Each one of them has 2 out of the 3. The Shalmi Yochid has smicha and tenufa when it's dead. The Shalmi Tzibur has tenufa and 2 tenufas and no smicha. And Hashem Mitzayra has smicha too when it's alive, and now when it's dead, we'll see all the sources for them in the Gemara. Is speaking about the Mitzayra who brings the Asham and the Shemen. You do the tenufa, you pick it up. Oysam together, you have to pick it up. How do I know I pick each one on its own at Yotza? It says Oysoy, 1. The 1, it says Inif. So maybe the Pasuk is telling you you have to pick them up together in each one individually. It says 1 tenufa, 1 tenufa, not tenufos. Lifnei Hashem b'mizrach. You do it in the east. Says the one Lifnei Hashem yochel b'marav. What we read says in the pasuk we learned early in the Masechta. The one wanted to know, how do I know the place where you do the zrika or the anacha you have to do it on the southwest corner. So we said Livnei Hashem means in the Ma'ariv, in front of the door. B'nei Mizbeach means to the south. So it has to be the corner of the southwest. So you see Livnei Hashem means in the west, where it's in the east. So the Mohani Mili Mincha Dikri Chatos. That's Davka Mincha. Because it's called Chatos. Chatos to Yisoid. You need to have a Yisoid. The southeast did not have Yisoid. How could Livnei Hashem create Nabi? This is more a big issue. The word Livnei Hashem not necessarily means west. It means west if I don't have the east. But if I do have the east, if I am able to do in the east technically, so it's also Livnei Hashem. Because everything in that room in front of the Kodesh Kodesh was called Livnei Hashem. It's only the reason why I'm in my east is because the technical thing that there's no Yisoid on the east, and therefore I cannot do it. We learned over there in the Mizbeach. You have to, if this is the Mizbeach and this is the door of the Kodesh Kodashim, the ramp comes over here. Priyam Mizbeach means in front of the ramp, so it has to be in the south. And I have to choose either the east side or the west side of the south. East side doesn't have a Yisoid; it must be in the west. Bikurim Yaakov says Bikurim also have to have Tnufa. Maya Yaakov, what Yaakov says, the word Veloka Kohen tells you, Limed ala Bikurim Shetun and Tnufa Dibra Yaakov, you come with the fruits of the Bikurim to Beis Hamikdash, you have to pick them up, and that is Tnufa. My time in the Blows of Yaakov, how do you know it? Because it says Veloka Kohen, it says Goma Yad Yod Mishlomi. Ksiv Ocha Veloka Kohen, Atene Mi Yodecho, Kohen takes it from your hand. Ksiv also Yodov Tevieno by Shlomi. So it says Yodov in each one. Says the Gemara, Ma Kan Kohen. Here by the Bikurim it says Kohen. V'kacha Kohen atem yadecho. Havla'olon Kohen. Uma'la'olon Bailim. Here it says the owner has to do it. Avoch Avkan Bailim. Okay, it says you have to have both. Kohen meniach Yod atachas idea Bailim. If the Kohen puts his hand under the Bailim and do Trufo. Here there's a very famous thesis. Today's has a question about how you say he puts it under the hands of the Bailim. What about the issue of Chatzitzo? If the Kohen is touching the hands of the Bailim, there's Chatzitzo over here. Different answers. In places, either the Kohen does not put it directly underneath the Bailim, or because that's the Tzura Samitzah, it's not a Chatzitzo. The way to do it is to put it underneath the hands. Okay. Says the Gemara, why are you telling me this about Yaakov that says you have Tnufa for every Bikurim? Rabbi Yehuda also holds you have to by Bikurim. When it says V'inachtoi by Bikurim, it doesn't mean to place it down. It means to do Tnufa. Tnufa means to pick it up. Who said maybe it means to literally put it down? He already says so Tnufa. So you see, Rabbi Yehuda also holds Tnufa. So why are you telling me Davka that I'm bringing the Iglos of Yaakov? The Apostle Yaakov is an earlier drasha. He learns from the beginning of the pasuk that it says, Rabbi Yehuda learns only from later, so I wanted to bring it from there. Rav Guvri means the strength of Blows of Yaakov is greater. Rashi doing Blows of Yaakov, it says, is Mishnah of Blows of Yaakov Kav V'Noki. He's always pure, we always rely on him, and therefore I do want to bring his limud more than Rabbi Yehuda.
You wanted to do Yehuda also?
No, it could be, we didn't say it. So why can't you just say Rabbi Yehuda? Tell us who's our Mishnah. Well, we have to say who the Mishnah is. To choose a Tana. Who's the Tana of the Mishnah? So you're saying, I prefer to say the Tana of the Mishnah is the Blows of Yaakov. That's a quote from the Mishnah. My comment, what is it saying? Tnufa is required for men and women and also non-Jews. Who is going to actually pick it up from the ground? Only has to be a Yisrael, a male Jew, not a woman, not a goy. So the Gemara told about bnei Yisrael menifim bein of the kachavim menifim. Jews do it Tnufa, not goy. Beisrael menifim bein anoshim menifos. Beisrael, not woman. Ben korban Yisrael, the korban of the kachavim, the korban noshim besmicha. We know that smicha, there's no smicha by woman or by goy. No smicha at all. Only by Yisrael. So you see they're different than the korban of Yisrael. Yechol nachlik bet Tnufa, and to tell me that there's no Tnufa by Yisrael, by goy, by noshim at all. So well, Lord, I'm not going to say that. Meaning, smicha is done by who? By the owner. So I'm saying the owner is not qualified. He's a goy, he's a isha. He can't do smicha. Nobody does smicha for him. But tenufa is not done by the owner. The tenufa is done with the kohen. Now, we learned before it could be the kohen together with the owner. But it's the kohen doing it as well. So as Rashi said, Rashi is, so if the woman and Nush and Goyim are not doing it themselves, let the kohen do it on their behalf. Rashi says Loshon Shlichus, which is a little bit of a problem because we don't have Shlichus by Goyim. Here you look at Rashi says, Pashim Shad doesn't mean an actual Shaliach. Dine Shlichus. It means the kohen will do on their behalf. So there is tenufa by woman by goyim, but they don't do it. Someone else does it on their behalf.
Why would a guy want to do this?
If a guy wants to donate a korban to Beis Hamikdash, has brought down stories in the world that he did it. He used to send, the God of the Jews should save me. Or I want to thank the God of the Jews.
So you're back to Shulchan working.
Yeah, we say Shulchan works. That's what we say, yeah. Tanya Yidach on the Bais of Bnei Yisrael, Einli of Bnei Yisrael, Gerim v'avod mishuchor minayin. How do I know Gerim and avod mishuchorim? Talmud lo yim makriv. It says a makriv. Or Einor is it kohen a makriv? Maybe a makriv refers to a kohen. Kashu mer yodov tevienu ari bailum omo. So here, according to Rashi, they want to change his mind right now. The Shita Kobetzes want to say maybe not, but the Rashi learns. Gemara wanted to say the makriv is the owner. Gemara says no. The makriv is the kohen. Yodov tevienu is the bailum. According to Shita, the one goes back to what we said before. HaKetzad, kohen meniach yodov tachas yedei bailum. You have both. You have the Yisrael, you have the kohen, and you pick it up. Right? So, and here, according to Rashi, I don't have any makor according to Rashi Pashat for game of Mishuchar. Because we wanted to bring from Makriv speaks about the Kohen. According to the Shidduch Kubetzet, a Makriv tells you, it still tells you Kohen. So what I've based on that, Keitza Loise, Meniach Imurim Apisas Hayad, V'chazeh V'shoik Alim. How in general you have Tnufa V'shlomi. You take the Imurim on the hand, put the Chazeh V'shoik on top of them, or if you have bread, you put the bread in addition to the chazal shake is the breast in the thigh. That goes on top of the fat, and the bread goes on top of them if there's bread. Hey, where is there bread? Where do you have tnufa with bread? You had bread together with the shlomim. My time. Meaning it says shoik and chazeh, the thigh and the breast on the chalovim, on the fat. So you see it's on top of them. Yaviu, la'anif trufo, v'achtiv, one second, that's one pasuk, you have another pasuk. It's a chaylev ala chazei v'enu. It says the fat is on top of the breast. The kohen comes from the kitchen. This is the kitchen of the Beis Hamikdash. And what does he have? He has the fat on top and the breast below. He takes it like this, and what does he do? He flips it over into the kohen doing tufo. So now the kohen doing tufo has the breast below, has the fat below, and the chaz on top. Says the Gemara, how there's another pasuk that says he put the fat on the breast. So again, the fat on top. There's a third kohen. The third kohen takes it to mizbech. So the first kohen comes and does. Give me something. There's not kodesh over here. Let's take. Let's assume this is the white is the fat and the black is the chazir. Comes the guy from the kitchen and he puts it into the guy that does a tufa. He does tufa, the breast, the fat is below. Then he has to go bring it to his mech. He gives it to the next coin, and the next coin goes to his mech. So that's why it turns around 3 times, you have 3 granim. Says the Gemara, HaKamashon, what's the chiddush? The bein and shloisha koyanim. There are 3 koyanim. One koyan bring for Reis B'chai, the other one doing the trufa, the third one take it to his mech. Mishum, why? I need 3. Why can one just do the whole thing? I want to have as many people, koyanim, involved. So I have 3 different jobs. I have a job to take it from the kitchen, have a job to do trufa, have a job to do aktaro. So yes, one person can do all of them, but you always try to do b'reva on this melech. You want to get as many as koyanim involved to make more of a noise, more of a rash, because they're doing cover the melech. The ha'iter of the melech, the covet of the king, is that when the more people are involved, the roivam, that's an a din that we have many things we try to do. And for example, when you have tefillah, you try to have a bigger minyan because b'roivam hadras melech beginning the negia to us when we have to decide where we're going to daven. We always want to try to daven in a place where you have more people because b'roivam hadras melech. With this we conclude, and we'll continue from the 2 dots Be'ezer Hashem on Shabbos Kodesh.